Good morning on this beautiful first day of June. I haven't posted any videos in a while because I try not to really get into all the stuff that people are feeding themselves with these days. But you know, this last weekend was a weird one because there was an officer who, you know, it was a racial crime in Minneapolis or wherever it was. The place really doesn't matter, and not that the people don't matter, but that the situation itself isn't what's causing this. It's people and their inability to control their attitudes. Yes, there are injustices going on all times. Yes, there are white people who harm black people. But you know what? There are white people that will harm white people. There are black people that will harm black people. There has been police brutality to every race and color from the beginning, so there always will be until we straighten up. Until we teach our children of the future to grow up to be police officers who don't judge people by color or race. So why I want to say in this video here is things need to be clarified. People need to really start thinking about how they're talking. I look on Facebook and I see, I don't want to give specific people, but some people talking about 400 years of us being held down. This turned into a racial thing again. Like, I'm not going to get personal, but I can use my personal stuff as an example. Let me tell you, if people stop getting themselves into harmful situations or being around places that negative vibrations occur. Let's say if you go down into the inner city and you walk out on the sidewalk, like, it doesn't have anything to do with race or color or anything like that. Whoever is there has a mentality of kill or be killed because they're living in a mentality that way, not because it's really that way. Because they all each individually choose to continue to think that way. If each one individually would change their mind, it would change. There would be no gun-slinging ghetto bangers because they would each individually use their own brains to become smarter than the system they're choosing to be part of. Okay, now when it comes to racism, like, yes, there are people who judge people on color. But think about this. How many people of your own race really like you? Really? Is it really because of your skin that you like or dislike people? No, it isn't. You think it is because our ancestors thought that's what it was, and other people thought that's what it was, and maybe on some people in a superficial, surface level way, that's what it is. But I love everything for what it is. This has nothing to do with me, because when I say I'm talking about the I that is within me, the I that is within all of us, the God. Okay, so when you see people talking about 400 years of history holding us down and 400 years of whatever, guess what? You weren't even around 400 years ago to tell. You don't even know what you're talking about. There's people out there who are just reciting things they saw in history books. Please stop doing it. Please stop looking in books and reciting stuff. Black History Month? Okay, there should be no month that's celebrated in the first place because every day people are celebrating history all the time. Quit celebrating history. If you would stop reliving history, none of this would be a problem because you'd see that this is all something that we're doing. We're all doing this. And it has to happen this way until we all become smart enough to overcome it. People like me are here for that reason. And the reason I'm so determined to get this message out is because it will save the world. Literally, this will save the world. What I'm talking about right now will save the world. I can't put it out to you in this message right now because I need to know that you're open and your heart is open and ready to receive it. You can't understand anything if you're not trying to. If you go to school and you're like, oh, teacher, you know, and the teacher's teaching you the most important lesson and you're deciding to look this way or look that way and you're like, I'm not listening to you, I don't care. You don't know what you're talking about. And you disbelieve it. It's not going to happen because you disbelieve it. Okay? Like, the truth is the truth whether you like it or not. I know the absolute truth. I'm sorry that I'm going to say this. It goes beyond and above all things you've ever heard. Jesus, Martin Luther King, anything that's political, anything that's religious, all that stuff, the truth of what happens to us when we die, where we go, why we're here, the creation of all things, why the world is acting the way it is acting now, the future events that are up and coming. I know about them all. And I'm not doubting any one bit of it. Like when people say 400 years ago, we black people were held down. Like, do you really know that? Were you here 400 years ago? No, you weren't. I was. I actually experienced stuff from that period of time. In fact, I've experienced it all. And it was no better for the white people. It's not like we didn't focus in on their storyline, did we? No, they struggled too. This guy didn't like that guy. It wasn't ever because of color. That would just be something else that somebody would pick on. They'd also be like, I don't like that guy because he's a liar, or he's a whatever. He's something I don't trust. And all that stuff is really something that I have deep down within me. So all the black people that are hating on white people, thinking that the white people hate black people, they're actually recreating that inside themselves, okay? If you really aren't racist, you'll understand what I mean. That going out and looting and rioting and all that stuff will do nothing. That's an overreaction of young, immature people. Immature souls, I would say. Young souls, immature people. But there is no age to your soul. There is no time. But that's all other subjects. I have so much to say and so many ways to say it, but it doesn't matter until people start opening up their ears and really using their minds and brains and hearts and all those things that we are gifted and blessed to have, because we are divine beings living in this world as people who get so confused by their egos that they forget where we started. And it's that simple. It's just people are that ignorant that they won't listen. Because one of the main reasons people won't listen is because part of them doesn't want to say, my mom, dad, ancestors, they were all wrong. And people don't want to admit that their family was wrong. That they were wrong all along until now. They can actually become right now. Or not right, correct. Because the usage of words these days all matters so much, you know. But to tell you the truth, the words don't matter. The love is there. If anyone really wants to know, I'm here for you. I know I can't force you, but when you're ready, just ask. Because I'm here, and I can tell you all about God. I can tell all about the God you are. Because it showed me. It told me. Right here in this real life. This real life. It happened to me. So, it's my privilege, my honor, and my duty to share this with the world before the world destroys itself. Alright? Until next time, love each other. Stop hating. Stop violence. Any of that stuff needs to go. Start understanding. Give up any kind of negative feeling. If other people are doing it, I don't care if 1 million fucking people are smashing windows and burning stuff. You know it's not right. Don't do it. Don't support it. The cause may have been a good reason why people started doing it, but what they're doing doesn't make it any better. It makes them the criminals. It makes them the ones perpetuating the situation. There's professional riot starters that go out doing that because the next phase is shutting down the streets so that you can't go out because you can't be controlled because you can't control yourself. Start controlling yourself or it'll be taken away too. You think the mask is one thing? Imagine when you're not allowed to leave your house, or else you have to be watched by somebody when you go shopping because they don't want anyone overacting. And everyone will think it's so ridiculous and be like, they wouldn't do that. Well, yeah, they would. They don't think that they make everybody wear masks every day, would you? And now they are. Think about it. Just start using your brains and stop overreacting. I would also say, quit worrying about relationships and fast foods and unhealthy living, but that's another subject. We'll get to that once you people start caring enough to really start paying attention. I love you guys. Peace.